All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Just need to do a quick audio check, make sure everything sounds good. All right, sounds good. I had to turn my volume down because I'm in this semi truck. Currently, I am in Las Vegas, and I'm just hanging out in the semi truck until my load delivers. Looking at the charts. So we're going to be looking at the Nasdaq during the Asian session, you guys. And I'm also going to be going over a little bit of what happened, during the morning session and also during the evening session as well. Just showing you guys how, these levels that I mark out, how they really play a major role, right? So these two levels right here, this yellow box and this red box. This red box right here is the inversion fair value gap from the 5 minute time frame. And I'm pretty sure this yellow box right here as well is something from the 5 minute time frame, right? I think it was this gap right here, right? This gap right here from the 5 minute time frame. And I marked these levels out early in the morning. I gave you guys my analysis all the way back when, you guys can watch the video. I took a sale, I did make money on that sale, but it wasn't really the best trade for the day, right? So I took the sale from here, right? I'm not going to really go over the entire trade, but I took the trade from here. We caught this sale. It went down. I was up about 800 bucks. I didn't get out at the low, but I trailed my stop and I got stopped out, right? And then I told you guys I was getting ready to end the screen. I told you guys that this inversion fair value gap was now being used as support, right? I told you guys that, we had liquidity down here, and because it failed to take that liquidity once, right, and then it failed to take liquidity twice, I told you guys that more than likely the market is just going to keep going up, 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 and up, right? And then I also gave you guys some really good gems. So I'm going to show you guys one more thing using the Fibonacci tool, right? I used the Fibonacci tool from swing low to swing high, right? And then that's how I got all of these red lines on my chart. Or you know what? Actually, I'm sorry. I'm using the wrong one. Right? Let me zoom in. I actually used this range right here. I used this range from swing low to swing high, right? Um, so just I'm gonna put the circle on the swing low so you guys can know what I'm talking about, right? So I use that swing low and I use this swing high for my Fibonacci tool, right? And we are on the 1 minute time frame, by the way. And then that is what gave me these levels where you guys can see the red lines that I have on these levels. Those are take profit levels, right? Essentially all it is the range that we just marked out stacked on top of each other, right? So it's just one standard deviation of that range. And the reason why that is so important is because that give you some take profit levels. And sometimes, what you will see is that the market came all the way up here, right before that red line, and then it just stopped, right? It just stopped, and then it started to reverse, and then it, used those levels that we had found, the 5 minute inversion fair value gap, and then also the 5 minute fair value gap, which is the yellow and the red box that's on the screen. For the rest of the day, it just essentially used those levels, right? So now coming into the London session, right? I update my charts. Mostly, I'll update them every New York session in the morning. So every morning, I'll update them before the New York session. I'm sorry, before the London session or the Asian session. I'll leave these things on my chart because the market is going to likely use them again, right? Now, every time, I'm jumping on the charts, I'm always trying to update everything, right? I'm updating everything so I can make sure that I'm aware of what's going on in the market, right? So the first thing that I would know is you know, liquidity, right? I always want to be aware of the liquidity. So we do have some lows in here. All right, I put a circle on these lows. We do have some lows in here that, I don't know if the market is going to want to take those out or not. And then the other thing is, right, we're looking at the 15-minute time frame right now. The other thing is we do have a little bit of a gap right there in the 15-minute time frame, right? If we zoom in on this, right, you can see there's a little bit of a gap right there on the 15-minute. Right? So that's going to be very important because as long as the market is respecting this gap, it's going to be real hard to really want to keep buying the market up, right? And we know the market have been just flying up consistently. So, we know that eventually it's going to want to pull back, right? Now, this is the hourly chart. We do have a little order block down there right on top of that 5-minute fair value gap where you see these green boxes are, right? So we do have an order block on the hourly time frame. So that is a level that I would like to see get touched for, maybe Asian session, maybe even the London session, especially because, we have this liquidity that I just put up, put right there. We have this liquidity, right? And then we have these two order blocks. So whenever I see that, I could just go in here and update this order block and make sure that I'm aware that this is actually a 1 hour order block as well, right? So I'll just box this whole order block up like that. By that way, I'm aware of it, and then we can even change the name of it, 1 hour fair value gap. And then I'll also say 1 hour, order block as well, right? I just like to label stuff so when I'm actually trading, I'm not wondering what is this on my chart, right? So that's pretty much how I would come into the Asian session. Step one, find the key levels, right? Find the key levels, know where you're at, what's the market. All right, the other thing I will, pay attention to as well. I tell you guys all the time, whenever you see a big wick, like this wick right here, measure this wick out because as long as price is, respecting this wick right here, it's going to be hard to find a sell as well, right? So obviously, it's hard to find a buy, it's hard to find a sell. So what can we do? Well, we have to wait for some type of liquidity to be taken, right? That's the main thing I would say we would have to do for this Asian session right now. So I would go into the 5-minute time frame and just, mark out some levels of liquidity. Now one thing that immediately jumps out to me is that, we have this 15-minute fair value gap, but we also have this 15-minute order block right here as well. All right, and I'll point an arrow to the candle that I'm referring to. This candle right here, we're in a 15-minute time frame. This is an order block, right? And the reason why I'm highlighting this is because of liquidity, right? So we have liquidity resting above here, right? We have a swing high right there on the 15-minute time frame. We have all of these little swing highs. If it was taken already, I'm not going to really refer to it, but we have all of these little swing highs in here, right? And we can also put like a little line on there just because it makes it a little bit easier to see. Bam, right? So now we have our levels of liquidity. We have an order block up there on the 15-minute. So we have liquidity to the upside and liquidity to the downside. So essentially what I would do, obviously this is, the Asian session, so I'm not that big of a fan of the Asian session, but the same rules apply no matter what session it is, right? First thing you want to do is be looking for liquidity. That's the first thing you want to do. Short Tesla. Let me see. I'm about to go take a quick look at the Tesla chart, y'all. I don't know. I don't know who this guy is because he Now I do think it's going to come back down at least one more time because this right here is like this is acting as like a fake breakaway gap. So it kind of like it swept liquidity, and it made like a breakaway gap or something that looks like a breakaway gap. But notice how the price isn't really moving as if that's a breakaway gap. Like when up here when this breakaway gap happened, this was a real breakaway gap because notice how the price went into it just like one time, and then we went away, right? So this right here is a fake breakaway gap. The reason why I'm mentioning that is because we may be able to still take this market down a little bit more, right? I just want to see how far do this market want to come up. All right, if it come up too much, then I'm just going to trying to sell, take a sell. I'm just going to throw that idea away. All right, I don't mind if it go inside of this. Oh wait, I don't mind if it go inside of this gap right here, but it needs to leave this gap open. This gap needs to be left open, right? So what I'm thinking it could even pull all the way back up, act like it's getting ready to go up one more time, and then continue to drop off, right? I'm just being extra patient. I don't want to get tricked into like taking an early sale and then it goes up and then I'm in 50 points of drawdown. I'd rather just miss the trade completely before I have to sit in drawdown for 3 hours during the Asian session. It's not that deep to trade Asian session. So it is going back down, but I still want to be patient. I don't know if it's going to just go down from here. It might want to pop back up one more time. Let me see something real quick. Let's see, we might be able to get a quick scalp. Let me see. It's coming back up. You know what? I'm going to try a small sale right here. I don't really like it, but I'm only risking about 115 on this trade. I don't really like this trade. I think my stop loss is a little bit too tight, But I'm going to leave it tight just because if I'm wrong, I don't mind just losing the 115 and being wrong, and then I'll look for another sell. So yeah, I'm more than likely going to get stopped out of this position right here. So I was hoping that it wouldn't even come back up that high. So I'm probably going to get stopped out, but like I said, I'm risking 115, so it's not that big of a deal. There it is, stopped out. So now I'm wondering. This is still a very confusing market, man. But what just happened now? This move is really making me want to take a buy. Honestly, I know it looked like I'm flip flopping, but this move may decide to go up. Who knows? Let's see if we can take a scalp. I'm risking another 130. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this gets some momentum, it could just keep going. But I'm going to be looking to move this stop like as soon as possible. I don't really like this trade either. The only thing I do like about it is that we swept liquidity, and now this could be a real breakaway gap. Right? This could be a real breakaway gap. So notice how I got my stop loss inside of this fair value gap that was created, because I'm looking for this to be a breakaway gap, right? So if it come down and stop me out, that's fine. You could also, whenever things like this happen, you could use this. This is a safe stop loss right here, right? And then obviously this will be the safest stop loss that you can use. But I'm demanding something, and I'm keeping my wrist extra tight because I know, for one, I'm trading a session that I don't even like to trade. So I'm demanding everything to be tight and perfect. And if I lose, I just lose very small, and it's not going to really bother me that much either way. So if it can't even get back into that fair value gap that I had marked out, then I know I'm going to be on the wrong side. So this is why I hate trading Asian session, especially when it's like consolidating. When it's actually moving, it's not that bad. So regardless, my risk is so small. This doesn't bother me at all, you guys. This is all for education and learning purposes right here. So if we can get this green candle to close pretty strong, I might even add to this trade. But I'm going to be real patient for now. I don't like my first entry. It's not that great. And I still do feel like my stop loss may be a little bit too tight. like I'm about to lose on the buy too. So maybe I should have just kept trying to sell. But I really want to be patient and trust this trade. Like I said, not risking too much. If I lose on this one, I'll just be done for this Asian session. Right, not that big of a deal. Right, when you manage your risk the right way, it makes trading so much easier. It actually makes trading fun. Otherwise, trading is going to be stressful. So I'm going to add one more position right there. We need this. We need to see this thing break out. I want to see this thing break out. We need to see this thing break out and go ahead and start pushing up. I don't really like how it's like it's pretty weak trying to go up. This price action isn't the worst for being inside of a buy position, but I wish it was a little bit better. I still feel like it's gonna possibly still come back down. Honestly, it's not the best price action. Come on, I want to see some power. I want to see some power on this candle, man. This candle is so weak. I just need to see it some power pop up. Come on, can we get some power on some of these candles, man? Like, what's going on? I really do think this trade wants to go up, but it's moving so horribly, man. This is a horrible moving. And if we break below right there, then that could be really bad. I'm probably going to end up getting stopped out if we go too low. I'm probably going to be stopped out if this go any lower. Unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So how much am I down? Mm, oh, now I'm down 423 on in Asian. That's fucking horrible. I'll probably just wrap this Asian session up, to be honest. See how much risk is that? Take a sale right here. Hopefully, I'm not getting faked out twice, man. Like, damn. About to make me regret trading the Asian session. And I really want to keep my stop losses super tight. It's either it's going to go down there, give me some profits, or just stop me out again. They hit me with all of the trickery today. I mean, dog, just do something, man. I hate when the market just does like you take a sell, go nowhere. You take a buy, go nowhere. Like what's going on, man? Try another entry right here. I know I shouldn't be over leveraging this hard, but I want to see if I could just get a quick move to the downside. I think it's possible. The moment we get below there, I want to move my stop loss into profits. Like, why, bro? Just go down. What the hell is going on, man? Man, bro, just give me at least that low right there. All right, I'm getting ready to move my stop extra quick. Matter of fact, I'm just closing this trade, bro. I don't really like it. I mean, I like it, but I'm done, bro. I like it, but I'm not about to keep holding and then it's coming back up, going back down. So far we made, how much did we make? We made 445 in this session, right? And I'm not proud. I did over leverage. You guys saw it all live. I hate to say it, but I did it. That's what happened, man. I over leveraged. Oh, I made 445 though, so now we're up 6,200 on our phase one. It was ugly. This is why I don't like to trade the Asian session. It's not that I can't trade it. It's just that it's a lot of back and forth. And then for me being a truck driver, I should be sleeping right now. But I'm up here chatting with you guys, looking at the chart. So I'm going to end the video right there, you guys. I appreciate everybody who tuned in, everybody who dropped a like. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Everybody who used my code trucking when you guys go and purchase a prop firm account with E8 Markets, Lucid, Funding, Alpha Capital, Hola Prime, the people who are using my FundedNext link, I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. I hope I was able to drop some gems in this video. We did come out profitable, and the market is still going down, you guys. So I am going to call it a night, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow morning. Hopefully I can get a scream in tomorrow morning. Um, or I think I said tomorrow night. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning, man. So peace out. Hope everybody have a good night. And we are out, you guys. Look at that. And it's still going, man. It's still going. But I'm not mad. I'm happy that I was able to, have a profitable session. So see y'all later.